Colossians 2 through 4, it says that their hearts may be encouraged, being knit together in love, to reach all the riches of the full assurance of understanding and knowledge of God's mystery, which is Christ, in whom are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. I say this in order that no one may delude you with plausible arguments.
I was wondering after Dan died, what is it like to lead a life that is wholly devoted to Christ? Because Dan certainly inspired me in that regard.
When I think of Dan, I think of an encourager. He was so kind, he was a giver.
He was a great example of how to be a godly husband and a godly physician. He would always pray with his patients.
He led his wife well, Pam. I love that because she poured into my life a lot.
The commitment he had to living for the Lord, to becoming more like Christ, impacted everything else that he did.
Dan Gannon did not waste his life.
One thing I really appreciated at Dan was his caring attitude towards others, to either come to understand the gospel and saving faith, and then to grow in Christ-likeness.
He was a key part of my salvation. My wife and I are just a couple examples of how an extraordinary person like Dan would help ordinary people like us and just make an eternal difference in our lives because of his generosity.
To see his heart toward what he had, to see his heart toward money, to see his heart toward God's gifts to him, put a good pressure on me to say, Kevin, do you show that same generosity to others?
I'd be talking with a couple and they'd say, yeah, Dan and Pam helped us finance this or this, and nobody would know.
He was also a counselor that was a very simple counselor.
I'd label this the quadratic formula because I'm a simple guy, I'm an orthopedic surgeon, and I like it simple. They used to say strong's an ox and twice as smart. That's the qualifications to be an orthopedic surgeon.
He would kind of simplify biblical counseling in this simple quadratic formula. Believe right, believe the truth right, then you're going to think right, and then you're actually going to obey it. So he had a way of making it, it's not that complicated, folks. It's just evangelism and discipleship.
I'm the one that was invited there to speak, and I was a guest in their home. But the reality is, spending time with Dan, he became the teacher.
Because he believed in the sufficiency of Scripture for all of life, it just flowed out of him.
The Apostle Paul might say, cut it straight, be accurate with the word, rightly dividing the word of truth, which Dan most certainly did.